Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about 5 ways that narcissists fool you, and you don't even realize it. How do you think a narcissist is able to get away with what they're able to get away with? Well, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why the narcissist was able to fool you. Number 1, and this is usually during the love bombing stage, they're exceptionally nice to you. The narcissist is giving you plenty of attention. They're keeping you on the phone for hours. They're offering to do favors for you. And in today's world, where everybody or a large amount of people are self-absorbed, here comes the narcissist and is willing to help you go out of their way, especially if you're a vulnerable person. They love vulnerable people because they can offer to do favors for them and make their life easier. Let's take, for instance, you have a single parent. They meet the narcissist. They're willing to help them with the kids, help them around the house. This is how narcissists fool you, by being exceptionally nice and trying to alleviate your stress and your pain in the beginning. But the irony in all that is they will become your stress and your pain down the road, okay? So they come in as your hero. They come in as your best friend. They come in as your soulmate, and this is how they fool you. And it feels good. It just feels good because here's somebody who's willing to help you. Here's somebody who's flattering you, making you feel good. They're putting you in a love cloud. So narcissists fool you by building up these fantasies in your head, making you feel good, and by offering to do favors for you to try to make your life easier. So who wouldn't love that, okay? But the caveat to all that is beware of somebody who's over the top nice, okay? Because a lot of times they have a secret agenda. You know, the devil doesn't come as your enemy, the devil comes as your friend. The devil deceives you by making you think that they are your ally, they are there for you, they're there to help you. They're your savior. So this is how they fool you, by making you think that they're an angel of light coming into your world and going to make you happy and make your life easier. So that's one way of how the narcissist fools you, by killing you with kindness. This is what they do, all right? And again, this is a key component in love bombing. Because why did you let this person in your life? Because they were super, super kind to you. They were super, super nice. Now, the next reason why the narcissist was able to fool you was because of their consistency in the beginning. See, people talk about, the narcissist is not consistent, and they're not. But in the beginning, they were. In the beginning, they flooded your phone with texts, messages. They had you on the phone day and night. You couldn't even get things done around your house or get anything done because they always said, I want to talk to you. They gave you that false sense that they wanted to be close to you. This is part of the manipulation. They're manipulating to get close to you so that you trust them. The narcissist's goal in the beginning is to earn your trust. This is what they want, because once they got your trust, you're going to drop your guard and you're going to give them whatever supply they're looking for, right? That's what happens. People trust too soon, too fast. And they give out that supply too easily, because that's why the narcissist has you in a relationship within the first month to make you think that, they're all in when they're really not all in. They're just trying to fool you. They're trying to get your trust. Next way that narcissists try to fool you, they try to fool you by flipping the blame. Anytime you have a confrontation with a narcissist, they never take accountability and will always blame you for everything, okay? They fool you by thinking that you're the problem. And unless you know the game, you may sit there and think that you actually are the problem, because they'll gaslight you. They'll say things like you're insecure, you're negative, it didn't happen like that, I didn't say that. These are all gaslighting phrases that they use, okay? Why do you keep bringing up the past? You're crazy. These are all gaslighting phrases. Know your gaslighting, and you will be able to spot the narcissist very, very quickly, okay? So this is how they fool you, by gaslighting you and putting you on the defensive. See, the way the narcissist fights is they don't sit there and defend themselves. Narcissists don't defend themselves. They're always on the offensive. So they're going to put you in a defensive type of mode, all right? What is the best defense? The best defense is an offense, and the narcissist knows that. So they're going to use an offensive type of tactic by blame shifting you, automatically putting all of it on you and putting the shame on you. And you know, if you don't know the game, is going to fall right into their trap and sit there and defend yourself because you don't see what's going on there. You don't see the manipulation that they're playing with you. So another way they fool you is by putting you in the defensive, by gaslighting you and blame shifting you. So that's another way that narcissists fool you into thinking that you are the problem, all right? Another way that narcissists fool you, they're very good liars. Nobody is a better liar than a narcissist. Nobody could lie better than a narcissist. They're very good. They are fast talkers. They are very good actors and actresses. You know, you probably don't even realize it because what they did is they fooled you with all the kindness, the consistency, and so you never think that they would be lying to you because you thought that this person really cared about you. But guess what? You were dealing with a liar, and narcissists will blatantly lie to you. You can have the evidence right in front of a narcissist, and they will blatantly deny whatever it is you have there. They will gaslight and say, well, that doesn't prove anything, or, that wasn't me, that was my friend, or they'll make up 1,000,001 excuses. Like I said, they're fast talkers. They're good liars. And sometimes they lie to you, and they know they're lying, and they know that you know they're lying, but they'll hold truth to that lie and won't waver. Okay? And what does that do? That plants a seed of doubt in yourself because you say to yourself, well, look at how they're getting. They must be telling me the truth, all right? They must be telling me the truth because they're not even wavering. No, they're just trying to fool you by lying to you and holding true to their story. It's like when they sit there and say, I didn't cheat on you, and you have all the evidence that they did, and they say, well, I'm sorry, that doesn't prove anything. I didn't cheat on you. I didn't cheat on you. And and they know that they cheated on you, but they're still going to hold true to their story. And why did they do that? Because they feel that eventually you're going to question your own reality. You're going to question the truth and say, well, look at how they're getting. Maybe they are telling me the truth. Maybe they didn't cheat on me. No, you just have a narcissist who's trying to fool you by adamantly lying to you. And even though they know it's a lie, they're still going to hold true to their story. All right? So even though you show them the proof, they're never, ever going to take that accountability because they always want you to doubt yourself. And also they don't want to take that shame. All right? So they fool you by being overly nice. They fool you with consistency. They fool you with flipping the blame and making you think that you're the problem. They fool you with gaslighting. They fool you by being very good actors and actresses and very good liars. Okay? Another way that they fool you is by guilt tripping you. All right? So narcissists will guilt trip you. They will do something nice for you. And then when you call them out for something else that they've done, they'll bring up whatever they did nice for you and say, I can't even believe you would do this. Bring this up to me after all I've done for you. After all I've done for you. No matter what little thing the narcissist ever did for you, they will, forever throw it in your face and tell you, I did this for you. I did that for you. The narcissist always thinks they did more for you than you ever did. They will never acknowledge what you did for them. Never. Because they don't want to give you that credit, that validation. So instead, what they're going to do is they're going to guilt trip you. All right? So you're going to let it go because you remember that one nice thing that they ever did for you. And now you feel guilty. by trying to make them accountable for something else in the future. See, the narcissist feels that if they do one nice thing for you, that you should never ever hold them accountable, that gives them a license to be able to do whatever they want. That's why a lot of times, surprisingly as it is, narcissists may do certain favors for you in the beginning. They may give you gifts in the beginning. They may even give you money in the beginning, all right? Shockingly as it is, some narcissists may even offer to give you money or spend money on you. And that's all so that they could guilt trip you later on. It was all calculated. So that later on, when you say to them, "Where were you all night?" or "You ghosted me," they'll say, "What are you talking about? I was sleeping. Why are you picking on me after all I did for you?" Okay? The other way they guilt trip you is by playing the victim, all right? So they'll play the victim. They'll talk about how their childhood was rough, how their parents were cruel to them, how they've been through trauma, how they didn't have money. They'll talk about all the horrible things of their childhood, and that's going to make you feel bad, right? And what happens is you're not going to hold them accountable. This is how they fool you too. This is another form of manipulation, another mind game, is by guilt tripping you and making you feel bad for them because they're a victim of their circumstances. Well, you know what? Just because people have gone through trauma or have had rough childhoods doesn't mean that they shouldn't be held accountable. Everyone in this world should be held accountable. I'm going to give you guys an example, all right? Let's take somebody who came from a very poor background, all right? And let's say the fact that they go and they rob a store. Should we let that person get away with robbing a store because of their background, because they grew up in a poverty-stricken background and, they didn't have the love and support that their parents should have gave them? Should we give them a pass for going and robbing a store? No, okay? No. So according to the law, everybody has to be accountable for their actions, for their behaviors, unless they are deemed mentally insane, which a narcissist is not deemed mentally insane, okay? They are cognitive and aware of the things that they do, but they do it, it's a survival tactic. They do it in order to benefit themselves and achieve their agenda, okay? Now, moving along to the last point, I think I went over 5 points here of how narcissists fool you and the mind games that they play is triangulation, okay? Covert narcissists love this tactic, triangulation. And what they'll love to say is they'll say something to you like, "Oh, you have a problem with everybody," all right? It's a form of triangulation, and it's also a form of gaslighting. So what they're trying to say, like when you bring up something to them, they'll say, "Oh, here we go again. You're at it again. Here you go. You can't just let things go. Even your brother thinks you're crazy. Even your sister thinks, you have issues. You can't get along with anybody." So what they do is they bring other people into it to back up their argument in saying that there is something wrong with you. Okay? They will bring up other people's names that maybe you have had conflict with in the past, and they use that as justification for what you're bringing up to them right then and there to try to fool you and manipulate you into thinking that you have some kind of issue or some kind of problem because you had a problem with someone else. Now you're trying to make them accountable. Well, the problem must be you because you have a problem with everybody. No, the problem is not with you. The problem is the fact that this narcissist is trying to make you think that you shouldn't be allowed to open your mouth or say anything because you had a conflict with someone else in your past. So they will triangulate and try to make you, again, their goal is to make you the problem. They will triangulate and make you the problem into thinking that, you always have problems with everybody. Therefore, you must have mental issues or something else, or you're overly sensitive, or you're bipolar, or whatever else they want to use in their argument because you are calling them out on the truth. This is how the truth teller gets nailed, all right? Because this is how narcissists gang up on the truth teller or the scapegoat is by getting everybody else to agree with them in thinking that there's a problem with you because you call them out on the truth. So they're going to get their flying monkeys to back them up and gang up on you and make you think that you are a problem because you have a problem with someone else. And also these people also were backing up the narcissist because they also have something against you because you're the truth teller and they don't like the truth because that will expose them as a toxic narcissist. So instead, they've got to character assassinate you and, they got to crucify you. This is what they try to do. And they do it with other people. So this is how they try to fool you with the triangulation by saying, oh, you have a problem with this one, or you have a problem with your boss, or you have a problem with every job you had, or this, that. That has nothing to do with the argument that you're having with the narcissist right then and there. So they are trying to triangulate, bring things up from your past in order to character assassinate you. All right? It's a mind trick. So when the narcissist tries to do that, you simply say, that has nothing to do with the argument at hand. Stick to the matter, stick to the facts. Don't bring outsiders or outside things into this. This has nothing to do with what I'm trying to say right here. I'm trying to have you be accountable. If you don't want to be accountable, then just say you don't want to be accountable and the conversation is done. But of course, the narcissist won't do that. What they're going to do is just say that, you're crazy, you have mental issues, and look how you're getting. And then they'll start to talk about your tone, okay? They'll say, oh, look how you're getting. Oh, you have anger issues. Well, you know what? You are justified in how you feel because this person is playing mind games with you. So if you are getting angry, you are justified in your anger because of what that narcissist has said or done, all right? Because what they're doing, again, keep in mind what I'm trying to point out here, they're trying to point out that you are the problem. Not today, Satan. I'm not the problem. The problem is that you're not staying focused in on what I'm saying to you right here and now. You're trying to deflect with other type of manipulation tactics, such as triangulation, guilt tripping, blame shifting, lying, all of these different tactics to try to make me feel that I am wrong. Not today, Satan, because I'm focused. My brain is sharpened. I could see you for exactly who you are. And there is no way in hell you're going to manipulate me, okay? Because I see your mind games. So you guys, these are all the mind games the narcissist uses to try to fool you. Once you know all of these mind games, you could spot the gaslighting. You could spot the blame shifting. You could spot a liar. You could spot when someone's trying to guilt trip you. You could spot when somebody's overly kind in order to manipulate you for something. You could spot when they're consistent and then all of a sudden they're not consistent. You can spot when they use triangulation. Guess what? Game over. That narcissist game is finished. That's it. Now you're dealing with a toxic person. You know that you'll never get truth. You'll never get transparency. And therefore, you have to distance yourself. If you can't distance yourself, you gray rock them. You have minimal contact with them in order to preserve your peace. And that's how it goes. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askgaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed and have a great day, you guys. Also, if you're looking for my TikTok, it's The Game Exposed. Check out my YouTube at The Game Exposed Podcast on YouTube, and Instagram is The Game EXP123, and have a great day.